My name is Ikenna Anyadike and I'm from Nigeria. I would like to make a case for us to deliver the future. My story starts 15 years ago. I was a high school student at that particular time, and I was having it rough. It was pretty messed up for me then. I was on the path to failure, subject failure, because I didn't quite understand what I was supposed to do with my life. I didn't quite understand in what direction my life was supposed to be headed. And I was on that path up until my father called me after I had it rough in a particular class. And he told me that I had to make a decision at that particular point in time of what to do with my life. And it was the last gift he gave me, because I made a complete U-turn, I made a complete turnaround. And I found my path, and I walked in my path. And my path so far has led me to where I am. Sadly, I work in the youth development sector back in Nigeria, and I get to interface with a lot of high school students. And unfortunately, the same predicament that I faced 15 years ago is still prevalent in schools. Young people, students, teenagers specifically, still lack that understanding, still lack that clarity about their life path. And that breaks my heart. And it makes me think that if I hadn't been lucky to have someone to guide me, someone like my father, I probably would have ended up being like part of the statistic that says out of every 10 people in their workplaces hate their jobs and would wish they would do something different about it. The futurist Leo Hart said something. He said that life as we know it would change more in the next 20 years than it did in the last 300 years. Now, here's my thinking. If that is going to be the case, it means that things that we are familiar with will change. A lot of things are going to be, complexities will increase. And I know one thing of a certain, that when complexities increase, there comes a demand on knowledge. And to knowledge, we must turn. And certain people must come up, certain people must step up to the chase, certain people must take the lead to become development knowledge facilitators. Now, my organization, which is called, or rather my campaign, which is called the Live Out Loud campaign back in Nigeria, is committed to creating safe spaces and creating platforms and places where young people in Nigeria and young people all over Africa can come in and receive continuing education in subjects that are not essentially taught in schools. What we want to do is to build a future. What we want to do is to go beyond the curve that we are behind. Because I said, if the future is going to change more in the next 20 years than it changed in the last 300 years, a lot of responsibility rests on us. We are the development knowledge facilitators that Africa is waiting for. We have created toolkits that can help people, that can help everybody out there set up what we call, and what my organization is calling, development discovery hubs. We are willing to license these things out. We are willing to get people to commit to the dream, to commit to the passion, to commit to the work of building and delivering the future. Because here's the thing, here's my thinking. In Africa, we've already lost about 50 years. But we are looking towards the next 50 years. And that means we have to build the next generation with skills that we did not receive when we were at a particular point in time that they currently are. However, if we don't do what we have to do, I would make a case that Africa would still remain where it is, and that is not where we want it to be. If we don't do this, ladies and gentlemen, Africa will be undone. And that brings me to the close of this, because I am done. Thank you.